Yeah.
Okay. Robert, you got a lot of pressure, of course, and of the 6 sacks, how many do you feel were protection issues, or how many could you have done differently or done better getting the ball out earlier? And then finally, physically, how do you feel after that kind of pounding?
All the sacks are on me, period. You have to, as players, we're 3-7. Everybody in this room knows that. Everybody in that locker room knows that. We can't do what 3-7 football teams do. We can't throw knives and stab each other in the back. And I think we have good people in our locker room, men of God that are going to stick together and stay strong. So when you ask me that question and I say all the sacks are on me, it's because I'm looking myself in the mirror. I can do better. I have to do better. And I need every man in that locker room, player, coach, everyone, to look themselves in the mirror and say, what can I do better? So if one of my offensive linemen were up here, or a back or a receiver, and you ask them that question, I would expect them to do the same. Take responsibility for it. Try to find a way to get it out. Try to find a way to change the protection to pick it up. Even if everyone in here or everyone watching says there's no way he could have done that, you try to find a way. And I'll be the first to say I could have done better, much better, and I will.
Coming off a bye week and facing a team with only one win, I think a lot of people could look at this narrative and say, well, you guys looked past the Bucs, a team that was 1-8 on the season. How else would you explain a 20-point loss at home following a bye week?
It was a travesty. It was a travesty out there today. We didn't play well. I didn't see the field as well as I would have liked to. We had turnovers. I can't throw interceptions. We had false start penalties, holding penalties. It was just bad ball out there today. And it's not that we look past Tampa Bay, because we can't afford to look past anybody. The fact of the matter is we're not a very good football team right now, and we got a long way to go. And every guy's got to look himself in the mirror and say that to himself. You can't sit in your locker or be out on the field and say, well, it's not my fault. I'm a baller. I'm an all-pro. I'm a Pro Bowl player. Because right now we have no Pro Bowl players. We're not playing that way. I'm not playing that way. The line's not playing that way. Our receivers aren't playing that way. The backs aren't playing that way. Our defense isn't playing that way. Our special teams isn't playing that way. And we all know that. Coaches reiterated that to us many times. And guys have to accept that. Accept that we have a long way to go. Accept that we have to get better. And it starts in practice, walkthroughs, film. You got to do more. You got to do more, and you got to get better.
You mentioned not seeing the field particularly well. Did you feel like something changed from the first half to the second half, or did you feel like that from the very get-go, where maybe some things just weren't right for whatever reason?
No, I'm not going to sit up here and make excuses. I haven't watched the film yet, and I know there's some plays I would like to have back. Of course, the interceptions, and there's a couple of plays that come to mind that I feel like I could have been more aggressive, and that's all I'm saying. And those plays are in my head, and they'll stay in my head. And when I talk to you guys next time, I still won't tell you what those plays are, but I promise you that I'll get better. And hopefully, by me standing on the table and saying that I need to get better, everybody else will do the same.
Coach was asked, given the great year you had your rookie year, and then some of the struggles you had today, if he had a sense of what was going on. And my question to you is, do you have a sense? Has things changed for you? Are you physically different now? Is the speed of the game different? Or how was it you were so effective your first year, and then you struggled like you did today?
Because we were playing good team ball, man. It takes 11 men. It doesn't take one guy. That's proven. If you want to look at the good teams in this league, or the great quarterbacks, the Peytons, the Aaron Rodgers, those guys don't play well if their guys don't play well. They don't. We need everybody. I need every one of those guys in that locker room. And I know they're looking at me saying the same thing. I'm going to be there for them. I promise that. I'll give it to them every day. I'll never quit on them. I need them to do the same. And I know they will. I believe they will. I mean, what else am I supposed to believe? I believe in my teammates. We'll get it done.
Robert, you said you're not a good football team right now. When you throw all the things together, you got the Bucs out there, the play on the field. I mean, listen, there were some whispers in the stands. We want Colt. People left early. Do you ever ask? I mean, do you ask yourself, how did we get here to this point where you're saying we're just not that good.
I think it's a fact of, when you're 3-6 and, you feel like you could be 7-2, eventually you have to come back to earth. And we have to realize that, we're a playoff here or there. We're the ball bouncing this way, from being a better football team. But when you're 3-7, you got to just kind of look yourself in the mirror and say, what can I do to get better? And guys do that every single day. But it's just about, taking the initiative to say, we're not good right now. I'm not good. No one's good. We have to be better. And I think that's tough. It's tough for guys because we're all optimistic. I'm a very optimistic guy. And I don't take that away, out of the way I am and the way I'm going to approach work every single day. But you have to, say that and say, look, we're 3-7. We got to find any kind of way to get better because it's going to translate over to the field.
Jay was asked if he, at any point in the game, thought about having a quarterback change. I think maybe in years past, the immediate answer would have been no regardless. But today he kind of gave reasoning as to why the scenario never played out and where he thought a quarterback change was necessary. When you hear that, do you feel unsettled? How do you kind of approach a situation where at any given game, potentially, you could be replaced?
I don't look at it that way. I'm the guy. My job is to go out there and help us win. And that's the way I look at it. I don't look at the media answers that Jay gives you guys. I know what's going on in his head. I know that he believes in me, and I know those guys in the locker room believe in me. So that's all that's all that matters for me.
Okay, you guys scored a touchdown right before halftime. Did you go in the locker room thinking you had momentum, thinking things were going in your direction, and then what happened in the second half that shut that down? Yeah,
we did have momentum going into halftime, and we came back out and played more bad ball, similar to the series before that 2-minute drive. But, I have to go back and watch the tape. But like I said, it was not good out there today at all.
Last question. Go ahead. Robert, obviously you guys want to try to stay even keel. Is there a point where you just get angry and try to harness that and get more emotional, or are you guys still going to try to stay even keel and take everything in stride?
Oh, no, we'll get angry, and we have to be. I'm emotional right now. I know how much work we put in to go out there and to put that out on tape, to put that on the field, and to lay an egg in front of our own fans. That's tough. No one's going to feel sorry for us. But it's really frustrating because I've seen all the hours those guys in that locker room have put in. I know the hours that I put in to be successful, to work hard, and it's not happening right now. But we'll strap up our boots and realize that we're 3-7, and hey, playoffs are out of the door. We got to find what we're going to play for, and I think we do know what it is. It's each other in that locker room, and I think the guys will bond together and be ready to go. But it's not like it's easy. It's not like I'm standing up here and just brushing all this by the wayside. It's tough, very tough.